Eala faces Czech rising star to open bid in loaded Qatar Open. The Middle East tour for Eala continues as she opens her campaign in the 2026 Qatar Open against fellow rising star Teresa Valentova of Czech Republic in the round of 64 on Monday, February 9. The Middle East tour for Eala continues as she opens her campaign in the 2026 Qatar Open against fellow rising star Teresa Valentova of Czech Republic in the round of 64 on Monday, February 9. The Filipina tennis ace is riding the crest of a quarterfinal stint in the Abu Dhabi Open, and she's looking to sustain her rise against a loaded field in the first WTA 1000 event of the season. Eala reached the magic 8 of the tournament but lost to eventual finalist Ekaterina Alexandrova 3-6, 3-6. The left-handed Filipina, along with Indonesian partner Janice Tien, also went as far as the semi-finals in the women's doubles, defeating seeded rivals along the way before succumbing to a 4-6, 2-6 defeat at the hands of Tereza Mihalikova and Olivia Nichols. Out to give an early test against Eala is the 18-year-old Valentova, who reached the main draw after a dominant showing in the qualifying round. Seeded first in the qualifying, Valentova defeated Irina Rodionova 6-2, 2-6, 7-7, 6-3, and then Eala Seidel 3-6, 6-2, 6-4, to arrange the first-round dance against Eala, who on the other hand, earned a main draw spot. Eala is actually facing Valentova for the second time after crossing paths in the Japan Open, where the Czech teen defeated the Filipina 6-1, 6-2 in October last year. The right-handed Valentova is rated number 44 in the WTA rankings, while Eala is just behind her at number 45. World number 2 Iga Swiatek is pegged as the heavy favorites in the loaded roster that also featured Australian Open champion and number 3 Eala Rybakina. Also part of the field is number 4 and defending champion Amanda Anisimova, who Eala could face if they reach as far as the round of 16. Other top contenders include world number 5 Coco Gauff and number 7 Mira Andreeva. A rising tide meets new horizons. Eala faces Czech rising star in Qatar Open showdown. In the glittering Qatar capital of Doha, where tennis stardom and desert luxury converge, a defining moment awaits one of Asia's brightest rising athletes. Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina who has taken the women's tennis world by storm, is poised to begin her campaign at the prestigious WTA 1000 Qatar Open, a tournament that stands among the most competitive events outside the Grand Slams. Her opening challenge? A rematch with a familiar and formidable foe, Czech rising star Tereza Valentova. The match carries more than just a place in the round of 64, it represents a crossroads in Eala's young but rapidly blossoming career. It's about revenge, redemption, and the pursuit of momentum at one of the sport's most consequential stages. The setting? A loaded Qatar Open. The Qatar Open, held at the Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex, is one of the opening highlights of the women's season. As a WTA 1000 event, it attracts top names in the sport, Grand Slam champions, world number 1 contenders, and thunderous powerhouses of baseline tennis alike. Stars such as Iga Swiatek, Amanda Anisimova, and Elena Rybakina are all in the draw, making Doha a fierce battlefield right from round 1. For Eala, still a relative newcomer to this level, each match is both a test and a statement. The stakes couldn't be higher: valuable ranking points, a potential rise deep into elite contention, and the chance to prove her mettle against peers and seasoned champions alike. Eala. The journey so far. Alexandra Eala's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. Born in Quezon City, Philippines, she first made headlines in junior tennis, capturing titles, including a historic junior Grand Slam, before making her transition to the professional tour. Her breakthrough year came in 2025. She captured her first WTA title at the Guadalajara 125 Open, broke into the WTA's top 100, and reached the semifinals of the Miami Open, a performance that included stunning victories over multiple Grand Slam champions. The momentum continued into the 2026 season. After a strong run in the Abu Dhabi Open, where she saved match points and pushed established challengers to their limits, Eala arrives in Doha with confidence and resilience. But what defines Alex isn't just her baseline power or left-handed spin, it's her tenacity and evolving court intelligence, traits that have won her fans and respect across the tour. Tereza Valentova, the younger foe with a familiar edge. Standing across the net will be Tereza Valentova, an 18-year-old Czech phenom who has itself risen swiftly through the ranks. The Prague native showed early promise with dominant performances on the junior circuit, notably capturing both singles and doubles titles at the 2024 French Open Juniors, a rare and eye-catching feat. Valentova has transitioned that junior pedigree into professional success, breaking into the WTA Top 50 and making her mark by qualifying into the main draws of big events like Grand Slams and WTA 1000s. What makes this matchup compelling, perhaps too compelling, is their recent history. The two previously met at the 2025 Japan Women's Open, where Valentova produced a commanding 6-1, 6-2 win over Eala. That result, while disappointing at the time, has become a catalyst for Eala's hunger to reset the narrative. More than a match, a story of rivalry and resolve. This isn't just tennis, it's personal. For Eala, Doha's opening clash represents an emotional fork in the road. Redemption, the Japan defeat still lingers, a match where Eala's rhythm was disrupted and Valentova's early aggression set the tone. Now, in Doha, Eala has a chance to show how much she's grown as a competitor since then. Validation, a win here would serve as proof that her progress is no fluke, that she can beat peers now entrenched alongside her in the rankings. Momentum, should she move past Valentova, Eala will enter the deeper draw, potentially facing seasoned contenders like Karolina Machova and others, and truly measure herself against tennis's elite. For Valentova, the stakes are equally high. The Czech arrives not as a shadowed opponent but as a polished, confident force. Her wins in qualifying and her maturity in high-pressure moments hint at a competitor who views Eala not merely as a rival but as a benchmark. This adds another layer of psychological tension to what promises to be an engrossing tactical duel. Clash of styles, what to expect on court. Beyond narrative and history, there's the tangible beauty of their contrasting styles. Eala, with her left-handed serve and aggressive baseline play, thrives on dictating rallies and creating angles that stretch opponents across the court. Valentova carries a classic Czech blend, crisp ground strokes, disciplined shot selection, and a willingness to engage in extended tactical exchanges. The likely drama will unfold in long rallies, punctuated by bursts of bold offense. Both players have the fitness and shot variety to drag matches deep into decisive sets, a recipe for a riveting encounter under the Doha lights. Eala's broader season, beyond Doha. Doha is just one chapter in Eala's fast-moving season. After the Qatar Open, her schedule includes the Dubai Tennis Championships, Indian Wells, and then the Miami Open, all marquee events where more ranking points and prestige await. For a player still in her early 20s, this Middle East and North America swing of the WTA calendar is a crucible, a series of tests that,